How's it going, everyone? I'm Patrick from Unsigned Pop Punk, and this is Ranked, a series where we dive deep into topics that we deem important enough to rank them from best to worst. Today, we're taking on the discography of none other than Sum 41, one of the most iconic and chaotic bands to ever blend pop punk and metal into one deliciously aggressive cocktail. We're covering all their studio albums, skipping live albums, deluxe editions, and compilations. This video was an absolute blast to make, not just because I love Sum 41, but because I really went all in. I re-listened to the entire catalog, as I always do, but this time I also read Derek Whibley's autobiography, Walking Disaster, My Life Through Heaven and Hell. That gave me a whole new lens on their work and even reshuffled my rankings a bit. Let's dive on in. At number 9, we have Screaming Bloody Murder. Sum 41's 5th studio album comes straight from a turbulent chapter in Whibley's life. Fresh off a divorce, battling addiction, and holed up in a Hollywood Hills mansion like a punk rock Gatsby. The chaos is well documented in the Don't Try This at Home documentary, and it bleeds into the record. Tracks like Blood in My Eyes and the title track Stand Tall, with Scumfuck and Jessica Kill also hitting hard. But this album is a bit of a mess, and every band has one, and this is theirs. Dave Brownsound had left, the band was partying too hard, and the label was shifting towards pop and hip-hop. That creative tension is audible, for better and for worse. There are moments that flirt with brilliance, like the My Chemical Romance-esque drama of Holy Image of Lies and Blood in My Eyes, which was nominated for a Grammy in 2012, but ultimately lost to the Foo Fighters. It's a bold experiment that doesn't quite land for me. Number 8, 13 Voices. After a long hiatus and Dave Brownsound's return, 13 Voices feels like the beginning of Sum 41's redemption arc. With Frank Zumo on drums and Tom Thacker in the mix, the band came back swinging. There's a new level of polish here, a heavier, more theatrical sound. A Murder of Crows, There Will Be Blood, and the ripping Goddamn I'm Dead Again all stand out. There are clear Metallica and Iron Maiden influences throughout. Now, despite Steve-O's absence, 13 Voices feels focused and reinvigorated, a band reintroducing themselves with muscle and melody. Number 7, Half Hour Power. Let's call it what it is. Chaotic teen energy in a bottle. Technically an EP, but often treated as their debut. Half Hour of Power is unfiltered adrenaline. Singles like Summer, It Makes No Difference, which I found because of Dragon Ball Z, are skate punk staples. And 32 Ways to Die gives Steve-O a drumming showcase that still holds up. A foundational release that screamed, "We're here, and we're loud." Number 6, Underclass Hero. After the intensity of Chuck, this record sees Sum 41 stepping back into those pop punk roots. Lighter, more melodic, but still emotionally charged. Walking Disaster and With Me are the obvious standouts, but while deeper tracks like Speak of the Devil and Dear Father pack a real emotional punch. It's a bit bloated. You know, if you cut tracks 6 through 8, this album probably is going to rank higher. But it deserves credit for its heartfelt moments and influence on the modern pop punk wave. You can hear echoes of this album in MGK and Mod Sun Today. Well, Mod Sun Today at least. Number 5, Order and Decline. This is Sum 41 at their heaviest, and they weren't shy about it. From the razor-sharp riffing of Out for Blood to the political fire of 45, A Matter of Time. This album is loud, aggressive, and pissed off in all the right ways. You can hear the Guns N' Roses and Slayer influences, especially in Dave Brownsound's shredding. It's the sound of a band proving they still belong, not just as veterans, but as innovators. Number 4, Heaven and Hell. Their final record is a double album for the ages. Heaven brings the pop punk, Hell brings the thunder, and together they form the most complete version of Sum 41 yet. The band sounds locked in, with Zumo and Thacker firing on all cylinders, and Brown's sound absolutely melting his fretboard. Derek, now more introspective than ever, uses his lyrics to process trauma, especially in the light of the revelations in Walking Disaster. Tracks like Over the Edge and House of Liars are brutally honest and sonically massive. Heaven and Hell isn't just a goodbye, it's a mic drop. Number 3, Chuck. In 2004, Sum 41 took a trip to the Democratic Republic of the Congo to film a documentary with War Child Canada, titled Rocked Sum 41 in Congo. And without warning, the band were caught amid a terrifying armed conflict that resulted in them hiding in their hotel for days and questioning if they would make it out alive. Thankfully, the band were saved by UN peacekeeper Charles Chuck Pelletier, who evacuated them via armored carriers. In response to the heroic act, Sum 41 named a third album in his honor. Songs like The Bitter End and No Reason hit with hardcore fury, while Pieces, and some say, add emotional depth. It's a dark, mature album born from real-world trauma, and it marked the band's biggest leap in sound and purpose. The documentary, Rocked Sum 41 in Congo, adds even more context and makes this album feel like a survival anthem, heavy in more ways than one. Number 2, All Killer No Filler. All Killer No Filler is often considered their best album, and it is right up there. This album is pretty much dead even with Chuck to me. They are both on opposite spectrums. One, the happy, nostalgic, blissful days of the early 2000s, and the dark maturity of growing up. The lead singles Fat Lip and In Too Deep were inescapable upon release and introduced the world to 4 instantly likable dudes whom you couldn't help but dream of hanging out with. I know I did. Where Half Hour of Power was raw and unpolished, All Killer No Filler was produced by savant Jerry Finn, who is responsible for pivotal pop-punk records like Blink-182's Enema of the State. The result is meticulously put together with a driving energy that defines Sum 41's signature sound, making All Killer No Filler arguably the most recognizable and commercially successful album in the band's catalog. And at number 1, Does This Look Infected? This is peak Sum 41. All the hooks of All Killer turned up with more aggression, more metal, and more attitude. From the opening chaos of The Hell Song to the screamo-flecked Mr. Amsterdam, this album is relentless. Steve-O's drumming is thunderous. Dave Brownsound's guitar work is blistering, and Whibley's lyrics are sharper than ever. The punk energy is raw and real. From spit take intros to lyrics tackling mental health, this album has no skips, no filler, and all killer. 10 out of 10, no notes. And that's it. Sum 41's discography has officially been ranked. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you dug this video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop your rankings in the comments. I want to know where you'd place Chuck, 13 Voices, or All Killer No Filler. Until next time, I'm Patrick. This has been Ranked. See you soon.